Kemper Profiler Tones and Talks. Episode It Does Matter. What does matter is indeed that Mr. Thomas Dill is with us today again. Hi, Thomas.
Hi, Tom.
How are you?
I'm fine, very fine.
Great. We're having a great time. It's 2024 and we have the Kemper Profiler player. And this is incredibly fun because when you're getting into this and you learn how to use it and how flexible this is, this little thing with all the limitations that some people out there are criticizing, it's a fine piece of kit that makes everything a lot easier, especially traveling, meeting friends, going to rehearsals and stuff like that. And that's what we want to discuss and shine a little bit of light upon, because there are two things. Yeah, it's limited, they say, and also it has no display, they say, which is not true. And that's what we maybe can start with today. Let's maybe start with some experiences from your end. You've been doing the tutorial video and you've been working with it for a while. So how's your approach to display on kit, on gear?
It's normally when I'm working here in the studio, I don't care about display or anything. With a profiler hat too, because I use the rig manager. So the profiler could be placed somewhere just with a cable plugged in, and the same is with the profiler player. But when you're on the road, when you're in rehearsal rooms, so you definitely don't have a computer with yourself, but you always have these little things here, or maybe an iPad or something like that, a tablet like you have beside you and me too. So then you have instantly access to all the settings, to all the parameters, to everything. And the most people are using iPads or tablets, for cover bands on stage, to have their sheets of music, or some people use playbacks from iPad. So it's there and you have the display. So the first thing I thought when Christoph or you told me about the player, and I asked Christoph, how is the display? And he said, there's no display. I thought, oh, why? And we had some discussions. And I said, yeah, but you don't see which song you are playing, because on the profiler stage you display with the songs and everything. But he told me, or he said to me, yeah, but you know your sounds. So the song is Blue One. And I thought about that. I worked a little bit with the player, and it took some time to switch from this nice display and that the profiler stage tells you when the coffee break comes. That's not with the player, but you recognize which sounds you are playing. So if you have a pedal board, the pedal board always don't say if it's a lead sound or if it's a rhythm sound. So you see it because you programmed it. And the same is with the player. Plus, if you have the screen from the iPad or from the iPhone, you have the display. And on the iPad, there's a second screen. What did you call it? I call it the rig buttons screen, matrix.
Oh, the matrix, yeah, and it's on the phone as well. It's not only on the iPad.
Phone, yes, yeah. But it's not on the rig manager for the computer.
Yeah, that's true. But there you have the slots, what I was about to say. Well, in my case, which is not everybody, of course, but if you're not Bob the eagle with eyes like an eagle, I haven't seen what's written on these screens, which are lying on my feet for, I think, never. I've never seen that because I'm with glasses and being short-sighted for my life, I guess. And so I couldn't see that except for when I had this Ibanez MIDI board. And this thing had with big LED lights just the program numbers like this on it. So, and I had only 12 programs. And since then, it was either I was only using a couple of sounds anyways on stage, or I had a screen. But no, I never used more than 5 sounds and maybe variations of these 5 sounds, so a maximum 10 on stage, and that was always clear where to go and what to switch. So I've never seen this stuff. Anyways, and to put your thing that you have on these greasy beer-soaked floors in clubs and put it on your stage the next day to do your edits, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Well, it's a question of taste. Anyways, the most important thing is, and bear with me that I'm so elaborate about this. I helped once a guy who was a little bit complaining about the situation between the clean sounds and his distorted sounds. And we most probably all know, at least we should know, that the dynamic and the loudness situation between clean sounds and distorted sounds is they are quite different, and to make them sound volume-wise in a band situation equally in terms of levels, you have to use a lot of listening instead of dialing in dBs plus and minus, because the impression, the loudness impression is quite different. And I told all the guys, and especially one guy who was in the rehearsal room, that he should adjust the levels according to what he's hearing out of his rig when the band is playing, when the drummer is playing. And then I realized that they have their profilers in racks, in 3 profilers in racks, which are located on the floor. So either you're a pedal guy, you're kneeling in front of, in the worst case, your drummer and get the kick drum always while you're dialing in your sounds, or you're lying on your belly and try to dial in your profiler sounds for the rehearsal room, which is not ideal, because you rather don't do that, and that's a problem. So the best thing is, be in your listening position, standing up, playing, and your drummer is playing, your bass player is playing, actually the band is playing, and you can dial in the sounds like this, and not going away from your listening spot and going to the floor and stuff like that. Yeah, this might sound quite, what can I call it, posh or so, but I'm just talking about efficiency and getting the best results possible, because then you can dial in the volume and the compression level of your clean sounds compared to your distorted sounds, and these things will apply to the situation on stage as well when you're playing shows, and help the poor FOH engineers to come up with a decent level between your clean sounds and your distorted sounds. Now fast forward to these things, because now when you have the player or the stage or the profiler in your rehearsal room with your phone and your tablet, you can stand up where you are and where you're listening, where you are performing, and at this very spot dial in your tones and do your edits, and you don't have to kneel or to rob around whatever in some dark corners where the gear is at. And that's very important, and that's basically a huge feature compared to the things which have the touch screen on the floor. And a lot of people might say, no, you have to say that because the profiler doesn't have the display. No, I'm saying this since a long time when people could already play with apps on their iPad live and stuff like this. And it always caters for a better tone when you're in the position where everybody is hearing the same thing when you dial in the sounds there. And so this is really, I'm a big fan of this.
Yeah.
I mean, touchscreen is nice, of course, on the device, but if you are not able to stand up and listen and do the things, on top of that, it's not the same quality, to me at least, which is totally subjective, and I'm not talking for Kemper here. But the other thing is also, you mentioned the matrix. We can, show it briefly. I mean, everybody knows the editor, where you can dial in your the stuff and the parameters, but the matrix here is quite convenient because you can easily, when you have that next to you, you can switch your sounds. And if you
I can take my screen.
and if you're really bold and if you guys want to be safe and have your own little router with you when you're playing live or in the rehearsal room, you have access directly. You can switch from this one to this one in no time, and they're switching really, really fast.
So just for explanation, need to go a bit back. So this is the main screen, and this little thing, little green thing here, switches on the matrix, and then you see all the presets here, the now active preset, the rig, then bank 1, 2, you see how it's named and everything. The next 6 to 10 next banks, and change and take it. And if you like to edit everything, then go back here with the arrow, and you're in the editor menu. So, and should we take a look at everything? What do you think?
Yeah, and just to just complete this, this one is most probably not tuned. I mean, you hear how quickly and seamless that works, and this is, I mean, compared to what we were dealing with years ago, or with pedals and stuff like that, this is so convenient. I'm a big fan, I personally, subjectively, so I can get excited about this because it's such a big step forward. But you are right, let's get into the mechanics a little bit more, because this is basically then at the end the result, what you're dealing with when you are dialing in your sounds quickly. But the preparation, of course, the real art lies in the preparation, and you know much more about that than I do.
Trying. So what's nice with that matrix is I think you're faster. The workflow is faster than with the rig manager on the computer. So you just hit the button and next rig for studio situation, just to have everything prepared and available with one touch. So I'm switching to the other camera, and we take the look. I need to adjust the light. Sorry for that.
No problem. Oh, that's cool.
Now it looks better. Okay, so same as the rig manager on the computer, same as the normal rig manager. So we have here the signal chain with the system. At first the rig menu, then input menu, and here we have the effects, effect module 1 and 2, then amp cap, so the stack, and then effect module 3 and 4, or the delay module and the reverb module, and the output. In the systems menu, there is something very important, the foot switch settings. So you can change these foot switch settings. We've showed you in another video how to do that. So just tip on that and you get this menu, and you can advise something like tap tuner for foot switch 3, everything you want. Okay, then combo 1 and combo 2. This is something I asked you before. You know it. You're the man. Please tell everybody what does that mean?
Nothing. It's just wasting your time for the time being. I'm joking, of course. This is supposed to be function for if you hit 2 buttons at the same time, 1 and 2 as a combo, both buttons, and then you can apply stuff that should happen when you hit both buttons, but 1 and 2 or 2 and 3. But this is not implemented yet because there has to be some stuff to be discussed, how quick and whatever this should work. So this will come in an update. That's why this is already there, but you see it's a little bit faint in terms of the graphics, which means it's not implemented yet. It's there to give you, to make you curious and to waste your time trying to find out what it does. Actually, it doesn't do anything right now. Be patient. There will be something as soon as possible.
But it's great to have. So another switching function.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, the tuner stuff, if you have the mute on when you turn the tuner on, pedal links, if you have a pedal connected, expression pedal, and all the stuff for the Wi-Fi modes and network mode. Then we go to the rig menu, and you see Panorama. So that means you can turn on the Panorama setting. So pan the profiler on left and right if you need to. Transpose, very important. So we have a transpose effect. If you want to switch one down, this is normal then.
Yeah, try 12 minus 12 to show.
Okay.
Yeah, you see. Yeah, cool. Because it's tracking really well. It's the transpose effect from the big guys, the profilers, that a lot of bands are using when they are, when they have various tunings going in terms of down tunings, and they just program it and take one step down or 2 steps down without needing to carry too many guitars with them. So it works pretty well. A lot of guys use that, and it's a unique feature, and this applies per rig if you like.
Yes,
so
definitely. So
for each song, for each tone, you can program your transposition. And gone are the days when you were envious of the keyboarders because they just hit a button and it was a whole step down, and you had to figure out a completely set of new chords or you retune your guitar. So
and
now,
if you just forgot your capo, so you can do the plus tuning. So capo 2 or something like you want to do.
actually, that's a good idea because I just realized something. There's a friend of ours, you know him as well. We just talked about him, Kale, who created an app which gives you alternative versions of chords with the help of a capo, just a simple system to, if you lay down some chords and you start the capo and play some different chords, you're actually doing alternative versions of the same
Inversions
chords.
of these
If you
chords,
want
yeah.
to double and stack guitar tracks, you know, Tim Pierce style, this app is called CapoFire, and this requires you to have a capo. But as you just mentioned, this one here, this works then with the transpose as well.
So we
And-
have here we have capo 2, so +2.
right.
So with
Yeah.
chords, single notes, no problem.
Yeah, and with
Hey.
CapoFire, for example, if you put the capo on 3, you know, and play these chords, you have an alternative track with different voicings, and yeah, that's CapoFire. Shout out to this one. I haven't realized that this works like a capo as well.
Yeah.
Of course, sure. Okay,
down.
forgive me my excitement, and let's go back to the editing stuff.
Going back to work and adjusting the lights again. So here we are. So that was transpose 2. And we go to the normal stuff. Then we have here rig volume, volume pedal settings. So location input, location post stack, what you want. The range for the volume pedal, and the tempo to set the tempo.
Here's
Yes?
the thing. Before you move on, maybe show the locations of the volume pedal, because that's something I just realized, and we utilized this with the latest videos we did, the shorts. If you put the volume pedal pre-stack, you can have the tone shaping happening with the first 2 effect slots, like boost or a compressor. And if you turn the volume pedal down, then you don't change your compressor settings. So the tone stays intact, just with less gain. And you can drive then with the level, just the amp, without changing the stuff that you created before. That we used for the shorts, doing the playthroughs with the profiler a couple of days ago, which makes a lot of makes a big difference. And I just discovered this a couple of days ago. So
Great.
yeah, I just wanted to.
Yeah. For
bring this
all
up.
the people who are using these volume settings and gain structure settings on the pedal instead of using the volume knob on the guitar. So, okay. Next thing is down there, FX assign 1 and 2. So that means we have 2 knobs and 2 buttons on the player where you can switch on and off effects. And you see it here, the pure booster, module B is can be switched and edited on the player, and the delay module. You can change it maybe for module A, then we can change the noise gate, but this is not very common to do that. So it's better to have the pure booster switch. So you can adjust module reverb. So the modules, just for information, are called module A. This is the first one, module B, then the module delay, and the module reverb. If you have a chorus here on the module delay, it's fine. So it's not only for delay, it's just named delay. Okay, so this is the rig menu.
And I've
Nothing, something to add, please?
No, you're just approaching it. I will chime in later, I guess.
Okay.
So please go on.
If you have something, just interrupt always. So here is the noise gate and the clean sense parameter. Clean sense is nothing to for input settings. It's just how the gain knob reacts. So that means if you have distorted sound and you turn the gain down, and maybe the volume gets louder. I had that with my twin profiles. Then turn the clean sense down. It's nothing for if you change guitars to adjust the input gain. This is just for the way the gain knob reacts and the volume. It's just a little second volume for this gain settings. Okay.
And we have I think, full episode about clean sense.
Clean sense, yes.
If you go back a couple of episodes.
Yeah. So just for information for the new guys who own a player or a profiler. Okay, then we have the effects menus. Nothing.
Stop.
Yes, okay.
Here's a very important thing, what I think, because here every slot is very, very expensive, as we have only 2 slots in front of the stack. And if you go to the input menu again, a lot of people don't realize that. I think, and this is personal and subjective as well, in a lot of presets, there's this noise gate 2 to 1 or 4 to 1 in slot A in the effects. And for most everything which is not a metal tone, this is totally, utterly useless. And it's just occupying a slot, because for all medium gain and even cleaner stuff and edge of breakup stuff, the noise gate in the input menu is much more effective, as it's an adaptive noise gate which is highly intelligent and very smoothly takes care of your noise and your hiss, especially when you're working with the volume knob. It's much more effective, and it frees up one slot for a real effect in the front. And it's only these noise gates, the hard cutting noise gates, are very important for guys who are into metal stuff and a lot of gain and overdrive to really do hard cuts and cut out the noise. So that's, I think, very important advice, because then you have 2 slots in front of the amp for some essential tone creation.
I think the intention of using this noise gate at slot 1, Burkhard told me once, was to have it visible. So some people, maybe they work with a volume knob, and then a noise gate at some time, depending on the guitar you're using, cuts out something. And if you don't see this noise gate, so in the input, you definitely don't see this noise gate. But if you see a slot with a noise gate, you think, okay, the noise gate's cutting my tone. Okay, I turn that off. So that was, I think, the intention. But it's, with the player and the limitations of the player, it's definitely too much. So I can show you. We have the noise gate here. The light.
It doesn't matter. Leave it.
Okay.
Because we can all see what's going on.
Turn the noise gate off. You hear the hiss?
Oh, just very, very faint. Yeah, right.
I hear it here.
Okay.
So.
And goodbye.
Yes. And
and that's really, really effective, especially when you roll down your volume knob, because that noise gate here is, as I said, an adaptive noise gate which deals in a friendly way with your signal. If you run down the volume knob, this other noise gate just cuts it. And they are so different that this explanation before just doesn't really work. But anyways, now you know. You have this alternative in terms of noise gates there.
Definitely. Okay, so next one. Yeah, we have the slot 1. If you want to now change an effect, go to this one here, and you see all the effects that are available. Maybe a booster, take the pure booster, confident, and you're done. So we have the pure booster here. We have it here also, but it doesn't matter. It's nice to have pure boosters to set the next one at 2.5 and the first one at 1.1, and you have 3 gain stages with a really neutral sound. Okay, next thing, amplifier.
Oh, again, sorry, here's a question.
Yes.
Would it be possible to assign the two pure boosters to the effect switches as well?
Yes, yes, of course.
So take it away from the delay.
Okay, we go to the rig. Let's say FX1 is module A, FX2 is module B.
Yeah, okay. And or even the second one, there were some options under module B, the FX2 switch. Could you hit? Okay. So you can't combine. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So that's fine. But then you have three gain stages indeed,
Yes.
and you can switch them with a foot switch. That's
You,
also something.
Therefore, you need to do some advices in the system menu that you maybe have rig next on foot switch 1. Then on foot switch 2, you have effect button 1 or effect 1 and effect 2 or module. It's module FX1 and FX2. Yeah. So let's take it. FX2. And normally, yes. So I'm pressing foot switch 3, second pure booster, and the other pure booster. So it's easy to change these settings on the these foot switch settings. Okay.
All while you're standing up and
Yeah.
playing your guitar and keeping your your knees from getting stiff while kneeling in front of your pedal
Sometimes
board.
from the backstage. So I had at a gig when I was playing with a stage profiler stage, and I was backstage having my iPad on, and it was connected to the stage, so I could backstage while eating, having dinner, reprogramming all the stuff on the profiler stage, and it's really fine.
Yeah.
Why not?
Or what I did when we were recording the videos with Kale, he wanted, when he was increasing the gain with the expression pedal, he wanted to have the delay switched off, but he was busy doing what he did. And so I had the app in the background while I was filming and was just switching on remotely the delay. So your tech as well, when you're performing, can do stuff for you. Because we had this one story, this from Edin Ho, who's with the German band Die Höhner from Cologne. And he was saying sometimes he has a hard time to run back from his solo spot to his switches. And he was asking if there's a possibility for his guitar tech to have a second option to switch him back to his normal rhythm sound. He has a stage, so there's no possibility to add a second remote to this. So that's also an option, just to use the wireless stuff to do things like this. And this is so convenient and opens so much opportunities. And also for, when in the old days, when the last day of the tour was the last show of the tour, usually
I know these days.
the crew played some tricks on the bands, and I've been there once or twice, and this can get really nasty.
Okay. Next, Okay, we leave the screen now. We have the amp menu. Yeah, amp model for liquid profiling, everything like on the big guys. The settings for gain, bass, middle, and you have definition and amp volume. So a bit less parameters for as on the stage and head. But to be honest, I don't miss something. Definition is my go-to parameter, and I don't use bias. I don't use the other stuff, the direct volume, sometimes the compression, but if you have a compressor, you can do that also too. So fine. Bright cap intensity, very interesting. Check that out. And we go to the cap. You can add pure cabinet. It's set to 0 from factory settings. And then we have...
Here's another intervention,
Yes.
excuse me, again.
Yes.
Because Pure Cabinet, for all the new player guys who
Okay.
are most probably not familiar with Pure Cabinet, this is also I think Kemper only, very unique functionality, because if you listen to a guitar cabinet, you have a very round, excuse me, tone, and you don't have so much high frequencies there, because a guitar speaker can't and should not produce these. But once you stick a microphone in front of a guitar speaker, you get this microphone high treble frequencies, which is like really high and a little bit crackly, crizzly. This stuff in the mic'd guitar tone, which some really like and some don't like at all. And that's usually the point where people have a hard time getting into the mic'd cabinet signal versus the amp in the room tone, standing in front of a guitar cabinet. So with Pure Cabinet, to cut a long story short now, you can, if you increase Pure Cabinet, it will take out the microphone aspect of the mic'd up cabinet, and it gets rid of this high crizzly tone. Season to taste, season responsibly, because if you go too far, it makes the cabinet sound a little bit dull. But if you like it a little bit smoother without the high frequency stuff, go for it. And this also applies for each rig, so you can use it with a different setting for every rig you're using. And this really makes a difference, and especially for recording and for your in-ears as well.
Yeah.
A lot of artists praised this when this was available, because the guitar tone you get into your in-ears, it's much smoother and not so
Fizzle.
sizzly as if you would run a usual normal
And
signal.
you hear the difference a bit better with high gain sounds or at higher gain settings.
Yes.
Just for information.
Absolutely.
Okay, going further. Next thing, delay effect module. So the same, if you want to change something, go here. And here you have the effects. On the right side, you have some settings, some presets for the effects, just if you like to get inspired. Here, you can turn them on. And this one here is the copy and paste functions. So if you have a setting in one rig, for, let's say, for the two-tap delay, you can copy that, then turn on the other rig, go to the effect module that you want to have this effect there, and then you can paste it. If you have copy, let's say here, wait, and now you can paste it and have the delay on that module where you want to have it. But you can also, if you like to change modules, you can do it the easy way. So, okay, next, output menu. So here's the settings for the main output. If something's too loud, you can turn on the pad and you get minus 12 dB. A low cut, high cut for all rigs, if you like to. Some people prefer that. Having a high cut because the guitar speaker, as you said with the microphone, the guitar speaker only goes to maybe 6K. And so now you can have this high cut about 6K or 7K, but to be honest, I don't use it there. I want to have this shaped all the way, and I do my sound settings in the rig menu, and I leave that at off. So then you have the monitor out, it's set to stereo. If you're using a guitar cab, you can turn off the cabinet. And then we have the phone settings, pure cabinet settings. Also here, you can do it here too. And the Kemper cone settings, when you have a Kemper cone speaker or the Kemper cabinet connected to the profiler player, the active cabinet, then you can use the speaker inputs and everything. So this is finally everything. Yeah, if you like to store the rig, press store. If you like to store the rig as a new rig, a different rig, you can press store as new and place it to somewhere else. Do we have something to add?
This time not at all.
Did I forget something?
No, except for example, if you copy the reverb setting or so,
Yeah.
and then you hit the matrix switch and you go really far to something completely different, activate that, and then you hit just paste. That's really convenient to navigate around. And
I can show you. So wait a minute.
It's fine. It's fine
Okay.
because I think this is quite
So that everybody
quite
really
transparent.
understands that.
Because especially for the people who own a profiler and want to get their stuff out of the player for, bread and butter situations, or the new people who quickly want to have their tones, because this thing is full with I think 50 different rigs, just as an offer to get going. But quickly, I guess you will find your go-to rigs, your go-to tones, and realistically, it's always variations of maybe 5, 6, if at all, basic amp settings, and then variations in terms of different effect settings and stuff like that. And that makes it really, really convenient, because then you can fill in your banks with your rigs, and quickly with this copy function add the variations, the effects, the variations to this. And this caters for a lot of sonic possibilities, even with the limited amount of effect slots, because you can simply call up a copy of your same rig with a different set of effects in
The next bank.
and switch really, really fast in real time.
One advice to do, if you have the player, hook it up with a computer and save all the factory rigs that you have on one place in one folder, just to have them there, and then now you can change your rigs. And if you like to go back to something, oh man, I have in the blue bank there was one sound, I did override it, so you have them already there. So that's what was the first thing I did when I got the player. So just making this settings back up, so I have all the rigs that are in the factory contact.
Yeah.
And then you might go like you did with your go to one rig rules it all, and place it at one bank. with different effect settings, and you're done.
Yeah, absolutely. And oh, if you mentioned that, I found out that this became pretty popular even with Kaylee, because he decided to use that on his video.
Yeah.
And also yesterday we had Ruben here at the house, and video will be there soon, who brought his pedal board with all his pristine, very special fuzzes and special devices, and we hooked it up to the player on his pedal board, and he went for that very rig as well, the Covenant Dynamo, which is yeah, thank you.
The famous one.
And also, I mean, you guys look for it on the Rig Exchange. It's out there, it's for free, you can have it as well, and it's really pretty dynamic and seems to work for a lot of different people as well. So it makes things easier. Just go for it. So yeah, that's about it, I guess.
Yeah.
Only if you have something to add. I have something to add, actually, because this guy here is also available here. And you can have this in your pocket and have the same functionality as here with a big screen. And also you can have it now with Android devices. That's really, really important because that's pretty new. And you can use your phones, your Google phone, any phone that runs on Android, and also the tablets, of course, and especially the Kindle, you know,
The Amazon.
yeah, the reading devices and the Kindle Fire, which is the color version of that reading device. It's that cheap. It's like, I don't know, you get it for $89 or something. It runs Android, and you have basically a big thing like this in form of the Kindle Fire. And then you have your screen for your player or for your stage or for all the profilers out there. Of course, the big guys need to be connected to a router with a cable, but then you can control them wirelessly as well. And it makes, it's worth it because you are able to much more precise dial in your tones, especially volumes and things like this when you're able to update your stuff quickly and conveniently during the rehearsals. Yeah, and especially also for the guys who are running in-ears. It's also very convenient. So that's about it from my maybe today a kind of overexcited contribution here, because I really like this convenience and the quality it offers to you to get your tone to exactly where you want it to be and where it needs to be. And thanks, Thomas, for the detailed information. And yeah, again, you were the guy with the guitar and not playing.
I played two notes.
sorry for that.
It's like, you know, the Big Lebowski. You know, they didn't bowl in the whole movie, but always have the sitting at the bowling center.
Right. It was only this Jesus guy, right? Who did he?
I think I never saw the dude playing bowling.
No, the dude didn't, but this other guy, or maybe he was just doing the thing with the bowling
Need
ball.
to watch the movie.
We need to rewatch the movie, right? Yeah, so that's basically it. It's been pretty fun today. Sorry for us not playing, but I mean, you guys can play much better than at least I, because I have not enough time to practice. Thomas does. That's what he does. So that's always great. Anyways, before it's going completely off, let's end it here. Thanks a lot, Thomas.
You're welcome.
We'll be back soon, and I will be at NAMM with all the Kemper guys from now on next week. So most probably when this episode hits next Thursday, we are at NAMM. And we try to do something from them as well. Maybe I can get Christoph to have a word. We'll see. Otherwise, bye. See you next time with Thomas again when we're looking at some rigs. Okay, take care. Bye.
Bye.